Hey guys, Fast from X-Force again, and today I've got one of the newer blasters that have just come out, and that is the M16. Now, that's our packaging there, M16 by BLG. So these actually have been, I think, quite anticipated by a few guys because quite a lot of guys have been asking for the M16 handrails and stocks and things like that to get their fetish going. So I'm just going to quickly run through what comes in the box, and then we'll go on to the blaster. Alright, so you get your 7.4 battery and gels, tip, and a charger. Yeah. Now, one thing that I noticed with this, now I don't know if it's just me or if it's a common thing. Now, I didn't get an instruction sheet, which is no big deal really. They're all in Chinese most of the time, so with a few photos. But you get your hand guard there, and your handle. Now stock is actually one of the things I think a lot of people are really keen on. Look, I'll be honest, the build, it's quite a long, it doesn't look very long when you sort of, when I first looked at it, but when you sort of grab it, or even when you sort of grab it, it's actually quite a long rifle. It measures around about 95, let me just check, 94 centimeters, right? So that's quite a long rifle, and most of the rifle gel blasters are about 70, 85 centimeters roughly, in that sort of gap. So this is quite a long bite. I mean, I think that bit there is probably your bit that makes it that length. Anyway, so now quality wise, I gotta be honest, it's pretty average compared to a lot of the blasters these days. Now, if this would have been out, say, 12 months ago, pretty much on par with what the Gen 8 was when it first came out. One thing that I did notice with it is, other than this bit here, there's not a lot of rattling, so it's quite well built in that sense. It sort of clicks on, clicks off, but same as, like I said, same as the Gen 8 M4A1. Alright, so it doesn't have threaded ends, it's exactly like the Gen 8. Now, your stock comes with a rubber back, which is quite nice. It's got that bit of curve as well, so it fits quite nicely on your shoulder. That actually comes off, your battery goes in there, and it's actually quite a decent battery storage. I mean, it's square, so you could probably actually even Dremel that out a little bit, and you could fit quite a decent square battery in there, I would think. There's a couple of those airsoft ones which are pretty decent size. Alright, so otherwise it's, leaves a little to imagination, and hopefully we get some decent ones. I am looking into them. I will show you guys one that Drew, our tech guy, has built, and that one's pretty decent. Mags are quite nice with all the decal there on them. They look pretty good, nothing huge, and they are basically exactly like your Gen 8s. Okay, so as you can see, the Gen 8s fit in there no problem. Okay, so mag standard, nothing special. One thing that does stand out straight away is your alloy barrel, and that's quite a nice little touch. Inside we've got a Gen 8, and I don't know if you can see these little gears here. That's kind of like a built-in hop-up system. Now, I've shot it. I haven't shot it outside, so I can't say 100%. Shooting it inside, we only got about 10 meters in there. I didn't really see a lot of difference. I do have to say the accuracy was quite good, and I'll show you guys when we get in there, which was pretty surprising. Power-wise, not as great as your other ones, but look, this was really cool. I mean, that saves you a bit of money. Like I said, body-wise, they've really shortened themselves a little bit, I think. The Jingming guys have stepped up their game with a lot of the blasters now coming out in nylon. I think even the M4A1, the Gen 8 now has a nylon receiver and nylon internals, which these guys at this point in time, yeah, they're, like I said, they're easily about 6 to 12 months behind with this build. Otherwise, I know for the guys that like their the M16, this is it. It's my personal opinion. I like handguards that have got a lot more real estate, so I don't want to attach all my shit to it. I can't attach much to this handguard. It's one good thing though, it's got a really nice thing. When you do get a hold of it, you find that you don't really need a grip as such, you know, so this handguard is really nice to hold. Like I said, it's quite a long blaster, so if we compare it to the J9, and the J9 is quite a long blaster in itself, but this thing's still got a few, you know, got an extra 10 centimeters. You can really feel the sort of weight difference too, you know, this being nylon, it's just got a lot more weight. Now, this is one that Drew built himself, so don't ask me, I don't know yet where all got all his stuff, but this stock here, this is a really solid stock. This is what we want, you know. And battery compartments through the back here. It's very similar in what it is, but quality wise it's miles, this thing's miles in front, so this is something that I need to sort of look more into. Alright, so look, at the end of the day, for what it's worth, we're retailing these for $149.95 on our website. I've got a lot more of these coming in the next shipment. It's cheap. It's, you know, it's not a bad little blaster to get your hands on, and it's light. You know, sometimes I think everybody wants a metal and very heavy, and I've got one like that. I think after a while it's just too heavy for what it is. But all in all, it's, you know, they've done a pretty decent job. I reckon that, you know, the biggest fall here is not going the nylon. If they would have gone nylon, these guys would have definitely killed it. Yeah, there's not much more to it. Tip comes off. The sight here, that's all in one. You're not going to take that off. Mag release works quite well. And the other thing I should point out, again, this is a Gen 8. And if you guys remember the Gen 8 trigger switches, the fire selector switch were not very good in what sense, you know, I think this one's on safe now. All right, so that's on safe. That's on semi. All right, so I got safe on semi and full auto again on auto. So yeah, the switch on most of the Gen 8s were not great. That was, I think, one of the biggest failures, and a lot of people did complain, and that hasn't changed. Now the other really cool little feature, alright, so your mag release is there, right? Now there is another little thing here, like see that there, you press that and your mag comes out as well. So you've actually got it. If you're not, if you've got your trigger here and this hand's too busy, firing, you can bang, pull it out with this one hand. So that's quite cool. I haven't seen them on, I actually don't know if I've seen them on any other gel blaster. So that's a cool little feature. I have seen them on airsoft ones though. Well, other than that, there's not really much more to say about it. Doesn't have the priming, so your handle just pops the dust cover off, and that's it. And yeah, I reckon we go and test it out and see how it rocks. Hey guys, right, so back at our crowded range in here with the M16 from BLG. Alright, so I'm going to put some orange STDs in here. Now I've tried whites and they shoot fine, but drop in FPS. So I find the oranges do go a little bit better. Alright, so now one thing I've got to say, the grouping on this thing is insane. I'm able to hit that orange, that small orange dot, like just because it's just a line. Very consistent, very consistent. If I look back to the last one that I did, which was the ACR, the HE, that thing was hitting the black spot, but the orange spot was far from it. This thing's really kicking it up a notch in the sense of consistency is brilliant. I love it. So I'm not sure obviously on distance, we've only got about 12 meters there, so let's show you guys what this little sucker does when it goes on the chrono. So I'm gonna try and see if I can alright, so it's the average is on 199. There was 170 and 140, so I won't really take those. We're looking at 200, 220, 214, 221, 218. That was a 13. That's what really. Alright, so I think that's it, I'm done. Alright, so let's go down here, let's have a look. So 200 to 220. Saying average 172, but there was a 12, 14 there. That's quite. That was just a bad shot. Sometimes they explode and it just gives you a bad reading. All right, so there are a couple of lowers in there. So I mean, it's very all over the place, pretty much. Two. I would say somewhere around 200. It's really hard to sort of go. You got 220s, 216, 200s, 210s, 200, 189. Somewhere around the 2 to 210. All right, so I said not the greatest. I don't know what in there is not giving it that extra FPS. Maybe the oranges. Maybe I could have used greens or clears, but I mean, I've tried that and that wasn't that much better. So it's not the best out of the Gen 8s by far. I would definitely check the seal. I really think the seal on these things is probably not the best, and that's what's given us this poor reading. But look, all in all, I know the base of it being a Gen 8, highly moddable. There's a lot of stuff out there for it. So if you want, to get yourself an M16, well, they're cheap, and there's plenty of accessories. Not a lot you're going to do externally, but internally there's heaps of stuff you can do to it. So look, not a bad little blaster. Shoots all right. Like I said, the accuracy on its own is really good, and I think, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to just chuck a hop up. This thing's really tight on here. I'd say, yeah, you should be able to chuck a hop up on there. Now, one thing that I got to point out also, the barrel's quite short. I think when I showed you the other ones, it only comes to about there. So probably changing the barrel and putting a longer barrel, that will take away the FPS. But you definitely accuracy is really good. So probably powering it up, yeah, will definitely help. And a hop up, this thing would be crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, that's the M16 all around, and not a bad little blaster for the price. There's not really a lot out there that that's really good. 150. Get yourself if you're into the whole M16 Vietnam thing. All right, thanks for watching, guys. You keep following us. We got some really cool stuff coming in the next few weeks. So yeah, keep an eye. Thank you.